Hello, everybody, and welcome to the running program. Today, we're going to talk about getting yourself into that elite club of the sub 25k. And it is an elite club. There's not a lot of runners in your weekly part runs that you do, or your clubs can actually hit a sub 25k. If you get there, then you're deemed to be a pretty good runner. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about how I got to the 20 sub 25k. I'm going to give you the program that I developed and hopefully get some of you to a sub 25k. So this program isn't going to be for everybody. And by that I mean if you're say a 30-minute park run runner, don't do this program because you're only going to end up injuring yourself trying to hit the paces that are in this program. So that's pretty self-explanatory. Realistically, what you want to do if you're around 30, 28, 26 is work in 2-minute steps. So if you're a 30-minute park run runner or a 5k runner, go and do a 28-minute 5k program, then a 26-minute, etc. So who should do this program? Anybody around the 22-minute 5k at present, that's what you're running. There's a good chance that this program's for you. You can start this program and build towards a sub 25k, and you will hit that. So let's talk a little bit about the targets. So 2 to 400 meters, you will need to run at 552 pace, and that's miles per hour. 600 to 800 meters will be at 625 pace, so race day pace. And then you've got your tempo work will be at 652 pace, easy run 855, and a long run at 915. So let's talk a little bit about the program itself. So the program works over 4 weeks period and has cycles. So what the cycles means is obviously after 4 weeks you'll go back to week one. I wouldn't recommend doing this program for any longer than 12 weeks, i.e. 3 cycles. It's quite an intensive program. It'll take a lot out of your body. So really after 3 cycles, you want to go away, do some nice easy running for a month, and then you can come back to it if you want. So let's talk about the runs in your first week. Monday, you'll do an easy run at 30 minutes. So you'll complete 30 minutes running at 855 pace. You don't want to be running any faster than that. These are your easy runs, your recovery runs. You want to be talking, feeling like your heart's not beating very fast, really low heart rate, just going along and actually just enjoying running. So you'll get to look forward to these runs, especially after your speed work. You'll be thinking, when's my next easy run? So just go out and enjoy 30 minutes, nice breathing, just enjoying the scenery as you're going out running. So speed work on the Tuesday of week one. That's 1 mile warm up, 5 times 800 meters at 625 pace with 0.25 jog or walk recovery, 1 mile cool down. So if you do need to walk on that quarter of a mile recovery, walk. The most important thing is that you're hitting the 625 pace. If you do walk, take your time, get your breath back, and then get into the next rep. Now you'll notice on the paces on the very first screen that I put 6 to 800 meters. What that basically means is if on the first week you attempt your first rep at 800 meters and you think, wow, I cannot even do one rep at 625, 800 meters, this program isn't for me, do 5 times 600 meters. If you can work towards building up to 5 times 600 meters, once you can do 5 times 600 meters, then do 5 times 700 meters, and then 5 times 800 meters. That's why you have these cycles. So cycle 1, if you can't do the 5 times 800, build up to 5 times 600. Trust me, once you can hit the 5 times 600 and then you move to 5 times 700, you'll be surprised at how quickly you'll work from 600 to 800. So it might take 2 or 3 cycles, But if you can't hit the reps 5 times 800 on your first, slowly build 5 times 600, 5 times 700, 5 times 800. So Wednesday you'll do 30 minutes easy, and then Thursday is your long run. So you'll do 60 minutes at 9:15 pace. We're doing a 5K, we're not doing a half marathon, we're not doing a marathon. 60 minutes is more than enough time on the legs for an endurance 5K. It's effectively going to be 40 minutes running more than you're actually doing on the day. So on the Friday rest, if you do need to train, you can do some strength training, resistant bands, or cross train if needed out on the bike. If you just want to rest, just rest, that's not a problem. Saturday you'll do tempo work. So you're going to do 5 miles in total. And the aim is 2 miles at 8:55 pace and 3 miles at 6:52 pace. So again, this is your first cycle. If you can do 1 mile, 8:55, 3 miles at 6:52 pace straight away, great. And then 1 mile at 8:55 to obviously finish. If you can't, just do a mile. This is your first cycle. Do 2 miles at 8:55, 1 mile at 6:52 pace, 2 miles at 8:55 pace. And you can mix them miles up however it suits you. If you want to do your first mile at 6:52 pace, and then 1 mile at 8:55, and then 6:52 pace, 1 mile at 8:55. If you want to put them back to back, you can. What I'll say is if you can't do 3 miles at 6:52 pace in your first cycle, which you're not expected to, I know I didn't when I developed the program, do 1 mile. And then the next time this comes around, think, all right, I'll go for 1 mile at 8:55, 1 mile on pace at 6:52 pace, 1 mile at 8:55, and then I'll try to build another mile into that run at 6:52, or another half a mile. Keep building up until you can build up on those cycles to do 3 miles within that 5 mile total at 6:52 pace. And then Sunday you're going to rest. So on week 2, very similar to, pretty much identical to the first week. The only difference is you're going to do 10 times 400 at 5:52 pace with 200 meters jog, walk, recovery. I know that's not a lot of recovery time, it's difficult, but you should be fine to obviously do it once you get used to it over time. So a bit like what I told you earlier with the 600s, on this one you've got 200 to 400. What that basically means is, again, if you can't go out and do 10 times 400, that is almost the end goal. You're doing these cycles to achieve that end goal. You want 10 times 200 to start. As soon as you can hit 10 times 200 at 5:52, move up to 10 times 300. If you can go out straight away on the first cycle and do 10 times 400 at 5:52 pace, brilliant. You're already at that end goal of achieving them targets. If you can't, do 10 times 200. When you can do the 10 times 200, move up to 10 times 300. This program might take a few cycles of building these paces up, building them paces up over each cycle till you can go and do it. So pretty much the rest of the week exactly the same. On the Saturday you've got your 5 miles again with 3 at 6:52 pace. So week 3's a little bit different. You're obviously back to your 5 times 800. If you've done 5 times 600 on your week 1, and because you couldn't do the 800, move up to 5 times 700. Then once you can complete them, then obviously you'll move on. One run I do want to talk about is the Magic Mile. So you do 1 Magic Mile to start with 4 miles at 8:55 to follow. So that's 8:55 pace. The Magic Mile is a flat out mile, so you want this to be flat, round a park that's flat, or round a track if there's a track you can use, and you're going to go out and run as fast as you can over a mile. So when I was first developing this program to attempt the sub 20, My very first Magic Mile was 6:41. I then went on to cycle 2 of this program, and within a month or the next cycle it went down to 6:21. So I dropped 20 seconds in the space of 4 weeks off my mile time, and then obviously eventually got down to my sub 25k. And it was the same. My PB was, when I developed this program, was 21:56. I then, after 1 month of the program, did a 21:27. So I knocked 9 seconds a mile off my time, off each mile. So it worked out 27 seconds in the first month of doing this. And it's about keeping running interesting as well. So you do your Magic Mile, and before long, before you know it, your mile time will be dropping until you effectively do a sub 6 minute 1 mile. So you'll hit round about 5:55, and in your mind you'll be going, I'll never do a 5 minute mile, 5:59 or 5:58. You will hit a 5 minute mile if you keep following this program. And then if you think logically, if you can do a 5 minute 55 second mile, you're dropping 30 seconds off 6:25 over 3 mile. You'll end up getting there. So the Magic Mile is important. It gives you an idea of where your mile pace is at, and gives you confidence in your runs as well. And then on week 4 of cycle 1, very easy week, just recovery. 30 minutes at 8:55 pace. You can do cross train on the Monday if you want, and the Wednesday's rest. 60 minutes, and then on the Saturday is the all important 5k time trial. I do a part run because obviously you get competitive, there's times there. So what I say is, obviously, find a flat route. If you have hit 5 times 800 and 10 times 400, you can go and run a sub 25k. If you've been working and you've started at the 5 times 600 and the 10 times 200, I would say just go for a PB. So if your PB is 21:30, your training this month will have improved that time. So go and try and knock 30 seconds off that PB. Or 15 seconds. Go and bring that time down for the month, and you'll get better in the month after. So use your head, think quite logically about it. If you've hit all the targets, go and attempt the sub 20. If you've started on 5 times 600 or 10 times 200, go out and just try and run a PB. Pace yourself at your first and second mile at your PB pace, and then your last mile, give it everything you've got, and see how much you can knock off your time. But as always, I'm going to do some more programs. This is the very first program that I've written to put onto YouTube. Leave your comments, leave me your feedback, discuss with one another what worked best for you. Subscribe, and I will be doing more programs for you to follow. And I'll always get back in the comments box if you have anything to say, and I'll always be happy to answer any questions. Okay, well, that's the running program out for now, and more programs to follow.